The devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder. What dark secrets has this momager paid to keep out of the public eye?
For some reason, fans can't stop speculating that Khloe's biological father is someone other than the late Robert Kardashian.
I know all the rumors are absolutely ridiculous.
Is Robert Kardashian actually Khloe's father? This question has been looming over the family for like years.
My dad is my dad and my stepdad's my stepdad. Thank you.
Although this is just a theory, many people believe that Kris Jenner has paid a lot of money to anyone involved who knows the real identity of daughter Khloe's biological father.
There have been plenty of rumors about the Kardashian-Jenner family over the years. The question of Khloe's paternity has had staying power.
The topic has been debated on various online platforms in the past. Khloe was raised, by the late Robert Kardashian Sr., who passed away in 2003 from cancer. Now, he was a loving and very supportive parent to his children, but there have always been conspiracy theories about Khloe's lineage. Some people think she has a different father.
Khloe looks a little bit different from her family. Rumor that Khloe doesn't have the same father as the other sisters.
Khloe considers Robert Sr. her father, but she has dealt with hurtful gossip, from those who allege that her father is another man. The rumors stem from the fact that Khloe doesn't strongly resemble Kris, the late Robert Sr., her siblings, or her half-siblings. Kris Jenner admitted to actually cheating during her marriage to Robert, which fueled the fire, of course, and the future momager was only 22 when she married Robert, and it's safe to say that she wasn't quite ready for a lifetime commitment. Kris and Robert's marriage was marked by controversy. In March of 2020, Kris made a moving confession while chatting with fashion designer Diane von Furstenberg, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, on Diane's In Charge with DVF podcast. Now, she said her unfaithfulness to Robert was her biggest regret. According to Daily Mail, Todd Waterman came forward in 2012 to claim that Kris was sleeping with him during her marriage to Robert. He alleged that their wild and passionate affair was the catalyst for Kris and Robert's divorce. Now, when Kris wrote her autobiography, Kris Jenner and All Things Kardashian, she called her mystery lover Ryan, so a little different. The rumor that Kris's former hairdresser Alex Roldan is Khloe's real father never fades because the resemblance between Alex and Khloe is honestly uncanny. While Khloe has had a nose job, she was previously, before her nose job, a shoo-in for Alex. In 2020, this rumor was stirred up again because a comedian made a comment online that was really in relatively poor taste. The comic said that Khloe and Alex look exactly the same, amongst other things. And another rumor that has circulated for years is that the late football star and actor O.J. Simpson was Khloe's actual real father. Robert Sr., was part of O.J.'s legal team during the notorious trial in which O.J. was acquitted. Robert had been a longtime friend of O.J.'s and Kris and was very close to, Nicole Brown Simpson before she was unalived. Now, in June of 2019, O.J. actually posted a video to Twitter where he denied that Khloe was his child. It's easy to wonder why fans think that O.J. is Khloe's father. After all, Kris and Robert Sr. had many friends, including O.J., whom Kris now apparently loathes, but O.J. wasn't the only high-profile person in their social circle. The conspiracy theory gained steam when a Kardashian family friend alleged that Robert knew Khloe wasn't his biological child. While O.J. is now gone, he'll always be linked to the Kardashians, including Khloe, thanks to the rumors about her paternity. Meanwhile, Alex, the other man linked with that type of, gossip, is alive and well. His business, Alex Roldan Salon, is currently listed on LinkedIn. That salon is based in Hollywood, and based on Yelp reviews, the salon is a hit with a solid overall rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars. While Alex looks, remarkably like a pre-nose job Khloe, he's never actually claimed to be her father. Many fans believe that he is her dad just based on the striking physical similarities. Khloe considers Robert Sr. her father though. He did raise her and loved her. That is her dad, and her bio dad, until she says otherwise, however, is him. But this doesn't stop fans from thinking that Kris Jenner paid a lot of money for a lot of mouths to just keep, quiet about it. Kris Jenner allegedly paid a lot of money for her daughter Kim's staged marriage to Humphries to be kept a tight-lipped secret. Now, one of the most talked about events on Keeping Up with the Kardashians was Kim's extremely short-lived marriage to Kris Humphries. You know, the marriage lasted like less than 3 months and commanded headlines for months following the split. Now, the whole situation was awkward, and Humphries reportedly felt very betrayed by Kim, feeling like the marriage was all in the name of ratings. Now, according to the Washington Post, that's exactly what the marriage was meant to do, drive awareness and ratings for the Kardashians family show. Now, in fact, Kim wanted her goodbye to Humphries to be on the show, but producers actually rejected the idea. These days, though, Humphries, wants nothing to do with the family and has asked to be completely omitted from Keeping Up with the Kardashians as a whole. One of the most, discussed events of Keeping Up with the Kardashians was the relationship between Kris and Kim, and so naturally people were just so excited, to tune in when Humphries proposed to Kim. While many people now feel the relationship was a sham to get ratings, many viewers were so enthralled by, the couple's impending engagement, and at the time it was just so exciting. And when the moment actually came, everything happened perfectly, and apparently that's exactly as the family wanted. HuffPost actually reported that a producer admitted that the proposal actually took place multiple times, so the camera crew, could get numerous shots in an effort to get the best angles possible for the show. In fact, some actually revealed Kim had a role in planning the placement and lighting, so she could get the angles that, of course, she wanted for herself. Now, when the news was, starting to hit the public that this whole thing was basically a sham and a lie, Kris allegedly tried to pay a really pretty penny to news outlets and gossip blogs and columns to not disclose this information and to keep it a secret. Of course, she didn't want her new, rising in popularity reality show to be tarnished or canceled because people was just thinking it was all fake. To this day, every Kardashian/Jenner will deny that their marriage wasn't legit. The only thing to come out in regards to it was when Kim said on a Keeping Up with the Kardashians reunion special that she admitted that she should have followed her cold feet before going through, with their 2011 marriage to the NBA player. But honestly, at this point, way too much has transpired since, for anyone to truly care about whether or not it was real. Kris Jenner may have been the one to leak Kim's infamous tape. Easily one of the most controversial, moments in the Kardashian saga is the release of Kim's intimate tape with Ray J. When the tape was first leaked, Kim, sued the company to keep it out of the public eye. However, many pointed out that Kim has made an impressive $5 million from the home movie, and it's possible the leak was a publicity stunt move. In fact, Ray J said it was Kim's mom, Kris, who actually released the tape. Many believe, the release by Kris was meant to drive attention to the family, a move that worked very well if that was the case. Only 6 months after the tape was leaked, Keeping Up with the Kardashians premiered with very strong viewership. For her part, Kris did a lie detector test on the Late Late Show with James Corden and said she had nothing to do with the leak. In Ray J's 44-minute rant, he never says Kris negotiated for the tape's distribution with Vivid Entertainment, the company that released the tape. He does, however, though, say there were 2 different tapes, not just one, but one shot in Cabo and one in Santa Barbara, and he says, Kris handpicked the one where Kim looked the best. By the way, the 3rd tape that is allegedly to be there is labeled Intro. He also says in his contract with Vivid, where the 3 tapes are mentioned, that Kim's fingerprints are on them, literally. Now, he says Kim wrote the section describing the 3 tapes. What's significant about this, though, is that Ray J says this is, the original contract he signed giving Vivid the rights, and he says Kim's handwriting is right there. It's interesting, though, Hirsch, part of Vivid, has said he acquired the tape not from Kim or Ray J, but from a third party. He was never, specific, but what he did say is, we are very confident in our legal position. Under California law, the person whose image is portrayed in such a video must sign off either directly or through an agent in order for the distributor to have a solid legal, position. Kim also allegedly sued Vivid for invasion of privacy, claiming that she never authorized its release. She says she ended up settling with Vivid and the suit was dropped. It was taken off the market, months later after a third party bought it from Vivid. Now, Ray J says both he and Kim struck a deal with Vivid for about $400,000 each up front and 12.5% of the profits for each of them. Now, on Instagram, Ray J deemed the lie detector test that Kris Kris took as fake, called them frauds. Ray J also took, aim at Corden and CBS for hiring John Grogan, which is the person, who gave, the lie detector test to Kris, and airing the lie detector test segment, period. Representatives actually for the Late Late Show and its host did not respond or comment, of course. Ray J said in his rant, this is the dude Kris Jenner had taken her lie detector test from to make me look like a liar. And what's more sad is the network allowed it to happen. Everybody is getting sued for defamation. I can't wait to show you the truth. I don't give, what anybody says or feels at this point. You already think I'm a horrible person from what they've been making me look like. I'm going on one of the biggest rants of my life tonight to clear my name of this negativity. Now, despite his over the top rant on social media, none of the Kardashians responded or even acknowledged it. But the truth will probably come out one day, I'm sure of it. Did Kris Jenner pay her own son to keep a lot of secrets? Well, keep secrets. Not everyone in the Kardashian clan is a fan of the show, or the direction the family has taken. Rob Kardashian in particular has been very critical and believes, it's tainted his family in terrible ways. In fact, Rob's, disdain for keeping up with the Kardashian led him to skip Kim's wedding to Kanye so he could avoid, the show's cameras. In 2015, news broke that Rob had been hospitalized due to type 2 diabetes. And during this time, the reality star's weight gain became a subject of public scrutiny. Now, unfortunately, Rob was constantly compared to his sisters, who had become, prominent figures in the fashion and beauty industry. Now, it was as if society had imposed an unspoken beauty standard that all Kardashians must adhere to, and Rob bore the brunt of this pressure. Even his sister Khloe could empathize, having faced her own, share of public scrutiny. Now, the relentless body shaming Rob endured only added to his diminishing presence on the show. Apparently, Rob's disapproval of his family's choice of career and lifestyle is only worsening at this point as well, because there's only a couple of family members, including Khloe, who still check on him from time to time. Now, he's been involved in personal struggles, including legal battles and mental health issues, which have contributed to his decision to stay out of the spotlight. But many people think Kris has paid him off to not only, be involved and not be involved in the show, but to not expose secrets as well, on purpose or by accident. Rob was involved in a very, long legal battle with his ex-fiancée Blac Chyna. She sued him, and the family for attacks, defamation, and cancellation of their e-show. And so, right now at this time, Chyna and Rob, none of them have commented on any of these allegations. They likely never will. I mean, of course, just maybe, unless they stop getting paid for keeping their mouth shut.
A tumor was recently found growing within Kris Jenner's ovaries. This was revealed on the episode that was showcased on July 10th with the Kardashians, with the episode geared around her undergoing a pre-op exam with Dr. Boris Weisman before she goes through a full hysterectomy surgery. Jenner states, "I've made peace with the fact that this is happening, but I'm still a little nervous." Jenner was scared of it potentially getting worse as time went on, and made the brave decision of getting rid of them altogether. I say brave because, as a biological woman myself, it's really not something I personally will ever grasp if I ever had to go through that. Kris opens up about saying, "I loved being pregnant, loved being pregnant, and I do mourn not ever being able to get pregnant again. It was just this delicious time in my life where I felt like everything came to a halt. Life was beautiful. It was the best time of my life." Kim and Khloe tried to lighten the mood with bringing balloons and a cake that said, "It's not over yet." This has probably taken a really weird turn with the whole baby talk, but Kylie's been thinking about having another one herself with Dune star himself, Timothee Chalamet. This all comes from an insider, mind you, but this is what they have to say about it. Kylie reckons they've got what it takes to be the most successful Hollywood power couple of their generation, and a baby would really help them with that. Their chemistry is white hot, and Kylie's proud to have bagged herself a true A-list boyfriend who is more than a match for her. However, Chalamet is apparently someone who instead wants to go with the flow of things and not rush himself into the Kardashian mess that a lot of them make on themselves. Smart move, especially as to what's been brewing with the whole Diddy situation right now. You don't want to get entangled in that firestorm biologically. There hasn't been any word from Chalamet if he feels the same way as Kylie, and as a matter of fact, isn't even sure if he's going to bring her to his premiere of the new Bob Dylan movie. This all started because of an alleged feud between Selena and Kylie that happened during the Golden Globes Award, where Selena wanted to take a picture with her friend Timothee, but Kylie apparently told her no. Well, Selena apparently didn't like that, and though it hasn't been confirmed, she was seen gossiping with Taylor Swift shortly after about the incident. Timothee states he just wants this event to be about his work and himself and not let the drama ruin his big moment. Yeah, you sure picked a feisty one, Tim. Let's hope it doesn't come back to bite you in the butt. Gigi, over here! Hadid, can you give us a quick smile, please? Kylie, wait, where's Kylie? Why wasn't she at the Victoria's Secret fashion show? With Jenner's history of strutting on that runway, she had been a part of the fashion shows in 2015, 2016, and their 2018 run. It wasn't until in 2019 when the show got cancelled for allegedly promoting misogyny and harassment. The organizer, Edward Razik, couldn't take the public pressure anymore and resigned because of it. It was both hot and cold with reviews, and a lot more cold than I expected. It was their chance at including more diverse bodies and models, completely scrapping the original Angels. Well, they heard what the public said about it and came back again in 2024 with more of their original branding, but with no more Kylie. Now, it's speculated because of a money issue that was going on, since Kylie was the highest paid model for a while, $69 million in earnings to be exact. Some say it's because of contract issues, since in 2017 she wasn't there because of a competition issue while working with La Perla. It might be happening again since in the fall she had worked with Calvin Klein's campaign, and it's possible they're just not allowing her to work with any other undergarment companies until that contract finishes up. So thankfully, nothing scandalous, just pure business apparently. Hereditary diseases are a kick in the butt, especially when you see it being passed down to your own kids. And recently, Kim opens up about this discovery, revealing to the public that she has passed down vitiligo to her son, to which she hasn't specified which son yet. Vitiligo is a disease that causes you to lose your skin color over time, coming up with patches because the cells that produce the pigment stop working entirely. Kim's battle with her disease is ongoing, and went as far as to one night of being unable to pick up the phone because of how much pain she was in. I've discussed about this before with how Hollywood is terrified of getting old. Well, not the industry itself, but the people who are a part of it, heck yeah. At age 44, people are speculating that Kim has gone through a secret facelift, as the star has not shown any signs of natural aging. This all started when she attended the Academy Museum Gala in Los Angeles, where she was rocking the slick back hair and full glam makeup. If she had gone through a facelift, people are calling it quite tasteful. Even saying so myself, she's looking good for a mother of four. An aesthetic doctor in London named Dr. Johnny Betteridge suspected this as well, even putting a name to it as a ponytail facelift. He told his followers on his Instagram story, "Fillers only go so far, and if you fill your face to the point where you can't go any further, often you need to dissolve what you've got and then you're left with an alternative option. That's surgery." He gives a timeline that this must have happened around 2 to 3 years ago, with the scars being cleverly placed within the hairline to avoid being out in the open. You know, my body squirms when I get to this next part though, saying that excess skin left over during this minimally invasive procedure can be trimmed down for a more cleaner and younger appearance. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Dr. Betteridge shows us a bit of proof of how in 2022, there was a video where you can see some skin folding just in front of the ear. But I can't see it, but I guess that's why he's the surgeon. There's also rumors about potential filler in her cheeks or lips, but she denies this. But she does apparently do laser treatments on the regular. But that is not the most surprising thing she has done for the art of looking good and as fine as she does, because guys, she is going as far as rubbing, and I quote, salmon bodily fluids on her face. This woman will do anything to keep her youth and even jokingly says, "If you told me that I literally had to eat poop every single day and I would look younger, I might." Yeah, I can't make this up, you guys. The things and lengths celebrities will do for youth. There's nothing wrong with aging gracefully. Money really can't buy happiness after all, especially for Kourtney's son Mason. The kid has had enough of the limelight, having been in it since practically his birth, and wants to kick it back with his dad, Scott Disick. Rightfully so. Kourtney is heartbroken over the crumbling relationship that she's developed with her son, especially when he refused to go over to Australia for a vacation with both his mom and his stepfather, Travis Barker, and instead wanted to spend time with his biological dad. Kourtney despises this and claims that this all transpired because Scott allows the kids to, and I quote, have all the sugar and junk food they want and watch what they want. He buys them anything they ask for. It's no surprise they all love going to his house. I mean, I don't mean to be judgy, but I usually always am, but isn't he just allowing the kid to be a kid? I have no idea how things go in your house, but it's sounding like you do the opposite. Of course, sugar and too much TV is going to be a bad thing, but having a child grow up with nothing but cameras around him in his face and watching his every move only to be placed on a reality TV show for all the world to see also isn't that great. And I'm sure you are aware of that, but maybe it's probably about time we do what's best for the child and not for a TV show.
Now first off, we have to talk about the whole Diddy situation. Since Diddy was arrested for his various crimes at his parties, it's been said that the Jenners have been panicking due to being associated with him. All these years they bragged about partying with Diddy have, of course, got everyone assuming that they were somehow involved in these depraved freak-offs, a source told In Touch Weekly. However, the Kardashian family is all insisting they weren't involved in the alleged freak-offs. Now some sources have said that they weren't even good friends with Diddy, but that's not true, as Khloe had quite a close connection with the star. Now she actually interned for him when she was younger, and she's been spotted with him a lot. Now in a 2014 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe mentioned one of Diddy's parties while speaking to her sister Kourtney. She recalled attending a party with guests like Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber, and French Montana, where she saw butt-naked guests. It seems like this family might know more than they're letting on and are trying to distance themselves from the star, but the proof of their close relationship is all over their Instagrams. Now recently, there have been rumors that Kim Kardashian has been dating someone new who isn't famous. Now some of these rumors suggested that she was dating a real estate investor in December 2024. A source stated Kim started dating someone new in December and planned to keep it very under wraps. The insider added that Kim said she wanted to step away from dating men who were in the spotlight. She said the next person she dates will be someone who isn't famous, they continued. However, a different source told the US Sun that any such rumors regarding Kim's dating life have been made up by herself and her mother, Kris Jenner. The mother-daughter masterminds allegedly don't want the public to think less of Kim because of her single status. There are reports that Kim is privately dating a real estate investor, just like Khloe was also privately dating a businessman a year back or so, the source explained. They have never been seen in restaurants or out and about. Kim and Kris just spread the word to make it seem like it's not poor Kim, why won't anyone date her? The source then verified that Kim does not have a boyfriend. However, Kris doesn't want it to look like men don't want to date her. Now, Kris hasn't publicly commented on the rumors of Kim's new boyfriend, and I mean, is it really that shocking that Kris and Kim would make up rumors like this to get more attention? Nope, they've done crazier things for sure. Now, the Jenners are known for their fillers and plastic surgeries, but this year they have all denied getting any or that they got theirs removed. But fans are not convinced of this at all, as in July, Kylie posted a Get Ready With Me video promoting her latest Kylie cosmetic products. In the comments section, fans praised Kylie on her beauty routine and looking all natural, but some fans were not convinced of this. On a Kardashian-themed Reddit forum, one fan pointed out that Kylie might not have gotten rid of her fillers. One questioned, didn't she say she's dissolving lip fillers? They seem plumper than ever. Now in the comments, fans agreed. She dissolved them, then added it back, another theorized. A third said, yeah, why can't she just own up to the fact that she thinks these things make her look better and she likes it? I swear, she's been claiming she's been dissolving her lip filler for the past 2 years, a fourth pointed out. Now in 2018, Kylie claimed that she dissolved her fillers, but if you look at her now, you can tell that she's definitely had some more work done. Now, the same goes for her sister Khloe. In April, Khloe posted a Get Ready With Me video, but fans were taken aback by her appearance. On Reddit, many fans of Khloe also quickly accused her of using strong filters on the clip. But also, this whole video is filtered, and then she keeps this crusty matte lipstick kiss in the video. Make it make sense, one person reacted. That top lip filter glitching, a second social media user agreed. Now Now over on Instagram, even more of Khloe's followers chimed into the debate and accused her of secret plastic surgery. "Girl, stop touching your face, don't go to the doctor no more," one of her fans begged. Khloe though, for her part, has denied getting any plastic surgery besides a nose job. Now Khloe opened up about the surgery on the Kardashians and revealed that comments made by her mom, Kris Jenner, encouraged her to do it. "I had the most confidence, I was chubby and in a skin-tight bodycon dress, you couldn't tell me otherwise. Society gave me insecurities. Who knows, if I never heard mom talk about my nose, if I ever would have gotten a nose job," Khloe added, which is honestly just sad. Now, Khloe's face has been ever changing this year, and it's kind of been scary. It seems like every time she's been spotted out or has posted a photo on Instagram, her appearance has changed, and not for the better. Now, a plastic surgeon who has never worked on Khloe, may I add, put in his 2 cents about the star's appearance. Upon comparing newer images with her earlier photos, it appears that beyond the evident enhancements like Botox injections to the forehead and fillers to the lips, there may have been further procedures undertaken, he said. Now these include buccal fat removal, liposuction, and a chin augmentation achieved through either filler injections, implant placement, or genioplasty chin surgery. Now the celebrity surgeon continued by saying, "Additionally, there seems to be a reduction in the angle of the jaw, which could have been achieved through muscle reduction with Botox injections or through surgical intervention. There's also a possibility of a brow lift, possibly in combination with an upper eyelid surgery or solely through the use of Botox injections for a non-invasive approach." And all I gotta say is though, I believe him as he knows what he's talking about. Then there's the fact that some people believe that Kourtney Kardashian was lying about her new son with Travis Barker. In February, Kourtney followed her husband to Australia for his tour with their new son. She posed with what appeared to be her newborn son, Rocky stroller. But fans are convinced that the stroller was empty. Wait, is the baby even in that stroller or is she faking it? LOL, devastating if so, one concerned fan replied. Wait, why isn't she posting with the baby? A second wondered. Now throughout the trip, Kourtney did not show photos of Rocky at all, which was strange because she had before. So was she really lying about this? Possibly, but also maybe she and Travis just wanted their privacy. And then there's the fact it was exposed that Kris Jenner broke the law when it came to her daughter Khloe in the past. Scott Disick, aka Kourtney Kardashian's ex and father of 3 of her children, was talking about how his son Mason is excited to learn how to drive. Kris then pointed out that Khloe used to drive when she was Mason's age, which wasn't legal. "But you lied to me and said that I had a government license," Khloe said. "You're the one who told me I was allowed to take the kids to school." Wait, what? Scott asked in disbelief. "You drove the kids to school without a license, and Kris said you had a government license?" Scott asked, calling the lie insane. Now Kris simply laughed at the whole thing, and in a confessional she then elaborated, "A government issued license in the state of California is something I think I made up. It was a little bit different back then, don't judge me until you've walked in my shoes," she said. As if the lie wasn't bad enough, there was also one time when Khloe's mom got faced and Khloe had to drive her home. "And it was only her and I'm driving on the freeway, I'm not like qualified, this is a lot for me." She then started crying behind the wheel when her mom started vomiting everywhere. "She had her head out the window, there was no warning, it shoots back into me," Khloe said, "and I start crying. I go, 'Please mom, mom,' and she kept throwing up." Now that sounds traumatic, to be honest.
So basically, right now in California, they're dealing with a truly devastating wildfire situation, the likes of which the city and areas surrounding Los Angeles have never seen. Wildfires are not uncommon in this area. They happen almost every year as it is a very dry section, but there are multiple uncontained or barely contained fires burning at once. Firefighters are working around the clock, but strong winds and other environmental conditions are making their job needlessly harder. Over 12,000 structures have burned to the ground, and unfortunately over 20 people haven't made it. Just overall, the situation is completely heartbreaking. A highly reported issue with fighting these fires, something that from the get-go has made everything incredibly difficult on first responders, is a lack of water. Due to California's climate being the way it is, water just isn't as available. It's been reported that while fighting blazes, some local fire hydrants have lost water pressure. The reason the hydrants went down so fast was because they are not designed to put out fires of this level without additional support like that that of air support. A local reservoir has also been unable to support the fight properly as well. It is to the point where an investigation has been requested by California Governor Gavin Newsom. But where could the Kardashian family fit into all of this, and why are they being attacked online? Well, they do live in and around LA. Most of the family's homes reside in neighborhoods nearby affected areas that have received evacuation orders at some point. But that is not, of course, why people are coming after the famous family. It actually has to do with their actions over a few years. Khloe Kardashian recently made headlines for slamming LA Mayor Karen Bass on her Instagram story. She isn't the only one to do this, after it was revealed that the mayor signed off on an LA Fire Department budget that appeared to have decreased from the previous year. This prompted people to criticize the mayor's decisions, some citing the decision as the reason firefighters are struggling and don't have enough to work with now. For the sake of providing the full picture, the budget that everyone is referring to did cut the fire department's budget. However, there were ongoing negotiations not included in the initial budget that, now that they have been approved, actually increased the FD's budget from the last year. However, the department definitely still needs additional help financially, and in terms of the size of it, considering that LA's population has risen considerably since it was formed. Fire Chief Crowley has spoken out publicly about the lack of funds and budget cuts and everything, and how that has negatively affected the effort. Khloe Kardashian referenced this in her Instagram story by reposting a tweet featuring Chief Crowley, explicitly stating her support and calling the mayor a joke. This message of support did unfortunately backfire on the Kardashian, as people quickly began calling her a hypocrite, and here's why. Back in June of 2022, some of the Kardashian sisters were being called out for their water use. California often issues droughts and sets limits on residents as to how much water they can use in order to preserve water. This was the case in 2022, but not everyone followed the rules, including, people are saying, Khloe Kardashian and her sister Kim Kardashian. This is actually getting a bit confused. It was Kourtney and Kim that were originally reported to have gone way over the limit. People just mixed up those two names online. Kourtney was reported to have used around 101,000 extra gallons of water, and Kim an extra 232,000 extra gallons, which is no small amount, even if this was about 2.5 years ago. It's not hard to see why people would be calling the women hypocrites now. It's unclear if Khloe's properties also went way over their limit as well. She was not initially included in the report by the LA Times for 2022. It was reported that after the extreme water overuse, the two sisters put in water-saving measures. Despite the backlash that Khloe has received, she continues to maintain an online presence discussing fire-related updates, including slamming the individual suspected of arson, resulting in the current Kenneth fire. The Kardashian was also quick to donate and encourage others to do the same, as well as post a prayer to her Instagram story for the first responders. That was actually reposted by her sister Kourtney as well. It's unclear if Kourtney Kardashian has donated. She may have done so on the down low and then reposted the prayer. Kim Kardashian is making headlines for requesting one thing during this terrible situation, but don't worry, it is something positive. The reality star is using her platform to raise awareness for the people fighting the fires. This comes after her and some of her sisters were called out online for staying silent on this issue of this magnitude at the beginning. Since the social media shaming, Kim has spoken out about the fire, and in particular a group of the firefighters. Almost 1,000 of those currently working to stop the blazes are not year-round employed firefighters, but instead incarcerated individuals. There are a few reasons why a prisoner might join the fight. 1, it's a good thing to do, saving people in homes. 2, they get experience in this field of work that will hopefully aid them in finding work after release. 3, their criminal record might get expunged. And finally, for every day they assist a fire crew, 2 days are knocked off of their sentence. They also receive a small wage. There are some rules once in the field. The inmates must wear a special bright orange suit, and instead of having access to the water, they have hand tools that are designed to help put fires out. Unfortunately, despite the promises of the program, it doesn't always work out for inmates in the end, as many can't find work in the firefighting field because their records are not in fact wiped. But the issue that Kim K highlighted in her social media post was that of the wages. They are shockingly low at $1 an hour. This news has been shared many times by many sources since the fires broke out, and it has caused mass outrage. For the most part, the public is in agreement that if these individuals are willing to put themselves in harm's way to save the city, they should have a wage higher than $1 regardless of criminal status. Kim pointed out that recently there was almost an agreement made to raise the wage from $1 to $5, but at the last second it was decided against. She finished off her Instagram story with a call to action for the governor to raise the wage for the first time in 4 decades. So that is a very good thing a Kardashian is currently making headlines for. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for her sister Kendall. Kendall Jenner recently went out for sushi with Hailey Bieber, which might not seem like a big deal, but residents have been told to not leave their homes unnecessarily, and many online users do not deem expensive sushi dinner to be a necessity. The reason people have been asked to stay home is because of the health risk that comes with smoke inhalation from the wildfires. Due to the volume, it is especially dangerous right now, so technically going out for sushi isn't really causing more damage or starting new fires. It's just not a good look when so many people abiding by the warnings and everything view this online. One Reddit user threw in their opinion on the matter, writing, "I've been watching the fire coverage and the LA Fire Department has said to try not to go anywhere if you don't have to. I guess sushi was mandatory. I grew up in LA and it breaks my heart to see this, all of this devastation." The action has frustrated a lot of people, especially because this is just another piece being stacked on the tower of celebrities being able to do things the average person can't, like overusing water because they can afford the fines, or hiring private firefighters for allegedly $2,000 an hour to protect their properties. Kendall Jenner and Hailey Bieber have both responded to the online pushback that has been calling them tone deaf and unconcerned by donating. Hailey's account for her brand Rhode posted on their Instagram stories a message of support, reading, "Our hearts are with everyone affected." It also said that the company was supporting local organizations that are working tirelessly on the front lines of this crisis, finishing with an encouragement for their followers to donate and look into the organizations using provided organization titles and descriptions. It wasn't explicitly stated if the company is donated, but it was heavily implied. Kendall's tequila company also made a post to Instagram that they were donating to the California Fire Foundation, Wildfire and Disaster Relief Fund. They also included a slide with organizations to support. Kylie Jenner has also donated. She was actually one of the first of her family to do so. She shared news of her donation to her Instagram story with a link that could take followers to sites where they could donate or get more information. Working together, the sisters are helping support the cause. They just donated meals to first responders from a local business, the bill coming out to just over $2,500. The family chose the restaurant as it is one of their favorites and has been featured on the show many times. The restaurant posted the meal delivery to their Instagram and tagged pretty much all the siblings and their momager Kris Jenner, so one can assume they all came up with this plan together.
It's really interesting to see that some of the people that were a part of the Kardashians' lives knew quite a bit about Puff Daddy and what's been going on behind the scenes. One of them being Kim Kardashian's former husband, Kanye West, now legally named Ye, who had apparently come out during an interview to say something quite thought-provoking. A clip that resurfaced from all the way back in 2022, just a week before Sean Combs' house was taken over by police. Ye states, "The reason why you gotta talk is because you did a deal. You effing fed. That's why you've gotta come at me. Because a part of the deal for you to be able to do all that and get out of jail is that you promised that you were gonna go pull my card." He's specifically referencing that Puff Daddy apparently has connections with the police, or is a fed himself, and that in return for calling out celebrities for their crimes or any other illegal activities, he can get away with more things, placing himself under the radar. I can't remember how many times I've expressed that I'm really not surprised with the right amount of money and power, people can get away with a lot more than we think. I bring up the Kardashians because only a year to this prior did Kim begin the divorce papers with Kanye, which makes me wonder if Kanye spilled the information he knew with Kim. I feel like he had to, especially after he was so riled up in this interview with the disgusted tone as to how Sean is supposedly getting away with unknown certain things. Ye and Kim, who are both parents might I add, they had to have known. There had to be a point where they've spoken about this. And Ye, if you didn't warn Kim about Puff and still allowed her to go see him knowing what he was doing, shame on you, man. Kris Jenner and Sean Combs apparently also had an interesting friendship between the two of them, something that I definitely wasn't aware of, and even went as far as Diddy confessing a lifelong crush on the woman. Their friendship stretched out for over 10 years, and during an episode on the Kris Jenner show dating back to 2013, to which Kris replied with, "Is he flirting with me again?" as she laughs it off. The fact that she says again is intriguing, making me wonder if their dynamic developed a bit went further at one point in their so-called friendship. The momager also apparently helped Diddy launch his own platform back when they were working together in 2013. As they were also filming the movie Bad Boy in 2014, Kris would snapshot some behind-the-scene footage of them goofing around and having fun together. Unlike Kim, however, Kris has yet to unfollow the jailed rapper, but still has allegedly fled the country for the time being, only updating on her Instagram about events she's currently a part of, potentially making it appear as if everything is okay. Are you secretly crumbling too, Kris, and fleeing just in case something pops up in the police's search? I only say this because there had been some reports speculating on TikTok as well that supposedly Kris and her boyfriend at the time, Corey Gamble, are on these tapes. From my perspective on her fleeing, it's hard to say. It may also be her just trying to get away from everything, since someone who she thought was a friend is being accused of extremely serious crimes. Maybe she needed to clear her head? Then again, there is another controversy hanging around between one of her daughters, Kourtney, and Justin Bieber. People are saying that while Justin was being mentored by Puff Daddy, he wasn't being treated well at all. And Kris encouraged her daughter to date the young star to make sure he doesn't speak out about what Sean Combs had been doing to him. These are all conspiracies, however, in terms of Kris and Kourtney's involvement with Justin's case. There had also been a video resurfacing online about the infamous 48 hours with Diddy. Sean Combs pretty much gives us a quick rundown that he would be taking care of Justin for the span of 2 days, and states that even though he didn't have legal guardianship to take care of him, they were gonna go full crazy nonetheless. Justin was signed with Usher, who was also under Diddy's wing when he was around the same age. Sean Combs states in this video, where we're hanging out and what we're doing, we can't really disclose. If you were to watch this without knowing the context of Puff Daddy's case, you would assume the reason for keeping the information disclosed was so that they wouldn't be bombarded with fans or paparazzi, as well as their overall safety. But knowing what he has been arrested for, this video is extremely different and eerie now. Maybe it's because Justin was tired, being a young music celebrity and all, but he does not seem at all excited when Diddy is talking about the promised 15-year-old's dream fun they're about to have. In fact, Justin's smile sort of diminishes and borderlines on the edge of zoning out into space. The Daily Mail claims Bieber has been so disturbed by the Diddy news and is unwilling to process it or discuss it, so he has shut off. Justin has stated he wants nothing to do with what's been going on and is completely disgusted about what has come up from the police findings on Diddy. We gotta go a couple decades back now, back when Usher was being mentored by Diddy, and what he has to say isn't good either. While living with the musician, Usher was allegedly exposed to, and I quote, pretty wild circumstances. He described them as curious things and really tried to emphasize how the 90s were truly a different time in the music industry. I went there to see the lifestyle, and I saw it. But I don't know if I can indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was crazy, states Usher. He was careful with his words, saying that there were curious things taking place and didn't necessarily understand it. An interviewer named Howard Stern jokingly asked him if he would ever send his own kids to a Puffy camp, to which he obviously responded, heck no. I want to continue with Corey's case a little bit, since he and Jenner were dating for a hot minute, and Corey supposedly being Sean Combs' right-hand man. In fact, he apparently ratted out Diddy for the passing of Kim Porter, and allegedly gave physical evidence of what really happened to her. According to conspiracies, Porter knew about what was going on with Diddy, and was planning on exposing him through her memoir, and he obviously wasn't going to allow that to happen. It was apparently calculated plan to silence her, and with Gamble cooperating with the police, he gave them damning evidence. The scariest part though is that Gamble allegedly claims he stayed at the scene to make sure the job got done, and that no evidence was left behind that could get Sean in legal trouble. With this story coming out, even more conspiracies begin to spill at what other messes Corey is cleaning up for Sean Combs. One thing to note that I don't personally agree with was that if this is all true, Corey would possibly be granted immunity when the trial comes out because he handed over this so-called damning evidence. You were still apparently a part of the act, even if you weren't the one doing it. You were there watching it all unfold and did nothing to stop it. However, Despite all this, Corey denies about having any knowledge about what went down at Sean Combs' parties, even though he was a part of them. If what's been happening around Kim Porter is true, I refuse to believe Corey had no idea what's been going on. I sort of feel like a detective as I go through all these articles and videos about the people involved with these parties, because it's all leading back to each other in some way. Similarly to Kim and Kanye's connection, I feel that there had to be some conversations between Kris and Corey at some point, but who knows? I also wouldn't be surprised that they would keep this information from their loved ones, as it's not the most comforting of conversations to be having over dinner. I still can't get over the bowling incident between Khloe and her friend. The Kardashian before this video apparently hadn't slept at all the night because she was up late at a supposed Diddy party, stating she immediately got on a 5:30 a.m. plane to make it to see her friend and sister. Khloe, still riding off that euphoria of the night clearly, confidently states that half the people there weren't even fully dressed, which checks out with some of the photos that were leaked from some of these parties. Kourtney asks their friend who was there with them if she had met Khloe's new crew of friends, to which she bashfully gives a very half-ended answer of yes and no. Khloe immediately shuts that down, telling her to stop talking. It probably doesn't even matter now because Hulu pulled their show in the end anyway. You tried your best to keep your family out of the fire, but this just doesn't look good. Diddy even stated in a 1999 interview on Entertainment Tonight that his parties would probably get him in legal trouble. Guys, he claims they're going to probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we want to have a good time. I understand the fear of wanting to keep quiet to protect your own empire as an artist, but this is something these celebrities shouldn't keep to themselves.
Now, growing up, Kim worked for Paris Hilton, who was a rising socialite who attended Diddy's star-studded parties. I mean, she was even at the first ever white party he threw. Now, as Paris and Kim's bond grew stronger, Kim attended events with Paris, and one of those just so happened to be one of Diddy's parties. Now, photos from that event are from 2006. Now, this was before Kim's tape got released and a year before her family started filming Keeping Up with the Kardashians. But by that time, she was already growing close with Diddy and started to build her connection with the star. Now, Kim's ex-husband, Kanye West, actually used to be really good friends with Diddy as well. Now, a resurfaced clip of Kanye calling out Diddy has been going around, as 2 years ago Kanye claimed that Diddy was working with law enforcement and that's why he was getting away with some of the stuff he was doing. In the interview for Drink Champs, Kanye called out celebrities for allegedly working with law enforcement to turn on other celebrities so they could avoid prison. One of the celebs he called out by name was Diddy. Kanye said that Diddy is making deals to keep himself out of trouble. The reason why you gotta talk is because you did a deal you fed. That's why you've gotta come at me, because part of the deal for you to be able to do all of that and to get out of jail is that you promise that you're gonna pull my card, he said. Now, a lot of people didn't take this seriously as Kanye was acting, well, pretty much insane in 2022 and he was just full of hate, but it seems like he actually might have been right about this. But the Kardashian who has the most history with Diddy is Khloe. Now, Khloe actually interned for Diddy when she was younger and even accompanied him on one of his tours. Since then, she stayed friends with him and he's been the topic of conversation on plenty of episodes of Keeping Up. In an episode titled Secrets of a Double Life, Khloe shared her experience attending one of Diddy's wild parties, and in the scene she's talking to her sister Kourtney and says, "I got on a plane at 5 a.m. Well, this party, I think half the people there were butt naked." She added the playful remark teasing Kourtney, saying, "You would have loved it." Now, the list of attendees, as Khloe casually mentioned, included Diddy himself, his son Quincy, and Justin Bieber. Now, Khloe has also shared her thoughts on Diddy's parties before. During a 2016 appearance on Cocktails with Khloe, she praised Diddy for his parties. "Well, I know you're known for the parties. When you think of a good time, you think of Puff," she remarked. Diddy simply responded with "yeah," and Khloe said, "We've been known to party with you a few times." This made it clear that the 2014 event wasn't the only Diddy party that she had attended. Now, to top it all off, Kourtney was there too. Khloe then turned to her sister and asked, "Do you remember Diddy's birthday?" And Kourtney then responded, "Yes, I forgot about that. That was an epic night too." And Khloe then would continue partying with Diddy years later. In 2019, she posted a photo on Instagram along with her sister's Kylie and Kim from Diddy's 50th birthday party. The sisters are posing with Diddy in the photo, who's wearing a silver suit, and the caption reads, "Nothing like a Diddy party." Now this Instagram post is still up on her page, and a lot of people are looking back at it saying that it's aged like milk, and it has left them questioning why she hasn't deleted it yet. I don't know though, I feel like it would be more suspicious if she did delete it, but hey, that's just my opinion. Now regardless, the Kardashians have shared similar social circles to Diddy for a long time, and it seems like some of them are trying to distance themselves from him. In March, right before his houses were raided, Kim unfollowed Diddy on Instagram. And she's not the only celebrity who did this either. Barely any celebrities have spoken out about what's going on with Diddy, and barely anyone is defending him. It seems like Hollywood has determined that he's guilty. Now another one of Kim's exes, Ray J, has spoken out about Diddy recently, as he used to be good friends with the rapper, but now he doesn't know what to believe. He spoke to Chris Cuomo on News Nation's Cuomo, where he discussed his own experiences at Diddy parties. According to Ray J, there are a lot of people in the industry who are completely unaware of the allegations currently against Diddy. We've never seen the stuff that's being said and the stuff people are finding out. Like, I've never been in rooms that people are talking about, and I never knew they existed, he explained. And a lot of people in the industry can agree with me in that sense. Like, all you wanted to go and have a good time at a Diddy party. And hey, maybe the Kardashians were a part of this crowd and truly had no idea about what was going on. But Ray J then did a recent interview where he revealed more than before. He said, "I'm hearing about artists paying victims to keep their names out of it. Somebody has the truth, somebody pays you to keep it quiet, and hopefully that money you got paid secures your happiness while you watch the lie continue to succeed," he said. Now interviewer Harvey Levin then pushed Ray J by asking if he knew anyone personally who had been offered money to stay quiet. The songwriter replied, "Here's the other way around it, Harvey. I'll give you money, please don't talk." He then claimed that high-profile individuals are reaching out to him, alleging, "They want to talk to me about what happened to them, they call me, they feel like they can trust me." Levin then asked if those contacting Ray J are high-profile celebrities who have an affiliation with Diddy, and he responded, "Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And I don't know why I said it, but so what? Now they're gonna be mad, come get me." Ray J then said, "I think I said too much." Now in the interview, he did not name any names, but it still raised a lot of eyebrows. An insider close to the Kardashian family has said that they are in panic mode right now of how the family is reacting to the controversy. All these years that they bragged about partying with Diddy have of course got everyone assuming that they were somehow involved in these depraved freak-offs. The insider then said that the Kardashians are all insisting that they weren't involved in freak-offs and had no idea the sorts of twisted things he was up to after hours. Now the source also pointed out that the family might not have been aware of the alleged criminal activity at the parties. They added, Diddy had plenty of glamorous parties over the years that weren't freak-offs, at least not until the early morning hours when the majority of people had left. Now the source also commented on Kris Jenner's partner Corey Gamble and his connection to Diddy. Jaguar Wright accused Corey of being present when Diddy's ex-partner Kim Porter passed away of pneumonia in 2018. Now despite her passing being ruled natural, conspiracy theories state that Kim discovered Diddy's crimes and threatened to expose him. Now the theory continues to state that Diddy went to great lengths to ensure that wouldn't happen, and when addressing the rumors surrounding Corey, the insider told In Touch that a lot of people believe he must have had some knowledge of what was going on, which he totally denies. The source added, "It's all very ugly and very embarrassing, and Kris is scrambling to distance them all from this and distract everyone, but that's going to be impossible if they get called to testify." Now, there have been some Kardashian fans who have always gotten some weird vibes from Corey, and now it's all starting to make sense for them. I mean, who knows how deep his connection in all of this really goes. Now, how did this family get involved with Diddy? Well, it has to do with Kim K, of course. Now, Kim worked for and became friends with Paris Hilton in the early 90s. Now, Paris was a partier, and due to this, she was very close with Diddy. I mean, she even attended his first ever white party and said that it was iconic. Now, Kim was introduced to Diddy through Paris, and Kim then ended up introducing her family to him, and out of all of her sisters, Khloe became close with Diddy. When Khloe was in high school, she actually interned with Diddy. She was with him in the studio and helped with his show Making the Band. Not to mention, in an old episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Scott Disick brought up the fact that Khloe went on tour with Diddy when she was in high school, which is just weird if we're being honest, but it shows us that she's been friends with Diddy and in his circle for a long time. Now, Khloe has been very open about her friendship with Diddy. She had him on an episode of her show Cocktails with Khloe in 2016, where the pair reminisced about their past. Khloe also spoke to her sister Kourtney about Diddy's parties and just hanging out with Diddy in general. In a 2014 clip from Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe tells Kourtney that she was with a bunch of her friends, which included Diddy, Quincy Brown, Justin Bieber, and French Montana. Now, it's important to note that Diddy was Justin Bieber's mentor, and the Kardashians were good friends with Justin as he dated Kendall Jenner. Then there's French Montana, as Khloe dated him briefly in 2014, but he was also really good friends with Diddy. French Montana was a longtime collaborator of Diddy and was once signed to his Bad Boy record label. Now, later, Khloe spoke more about the party to Kourtney and one of her friends who was also there. "I haven't been to bed yet. I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m., Khloe shared. "Well, this party, I think half the people were butt naked," she added, which is just, well, weird. Now, Kourtney wanted to know more about this, but when Khloe's friend went to explain more, Khloe shushed her and said, "Stop talking." Now, maybe Khloe was nervous about what her friend could reveal and knew it could get her in trouble, especially since they were being filmed, but it was honestly just a weird moment. Now, Khloe has also made many posts online talking about Diddy parties. She took to Instagram back in 2019 to share a series of pictures from a Diddy party. She captioned the post, "Nothing like a Diddy party." Now, in the pictures, she was seen posing alongside the rapper and her sisters Kim and Kylie Jenner. Now, fans have been commenting on the pictures following P. Diddy's arrest though. "This hasn't aged well," one person warned, and another said, "Yikes" at pic and caption, while a third commented, "I definitely wouldn't brag about his great parties." Now, another member of the family who has ties to Diddy is Kris Jenner and her boyfriend, Corey Gamble. Corey has long time been a friend and worked with Diddy, so a lot of people think that he knew about and maybe even participated in some of the crimes Diddy committed. An insider said that Corey was aware of Diddy's controversial engagements, as a lot of people believe that Corey must have had some knowledge of what was going on, claimed the source. But the insider also noted that he totally denies these allegations. Some people who have kept up with the Kardashians have always found Corey to be somewhat creepy, so his connection to Diddy honestly isn't too shocking. Now, to back this up, in a series of now deleted 2022 social messages, Kanye West also dissed Corey for his connection to Diddy and Justin Bieber. "I think he's a nice person, not a great person. A nice person who used to be around Puffy's family, then got around Justin Bieber." Now, regardless with the whole Diddy situation, the Kardashians are rumored to be panicking. Anonymous sources have come out and said that the family is embarrassed of their ties with Diddy and that they had nothing to do with any of the crimes he committed and that they didn't even know they were happening. It said that Kris is in full panic mode right now due to all of this, and honestly, yeah, I get it because it does not look good for the family right now. But the truth is, no one really seems to care about the Kardashians anymore, as their new reality show, The Kardashians, is not that good compared to Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Now, they have too much creative control, and the episodes are mostly just long commercials for their various brands. They seem to be slipping away into oblivion as people really don't care for them much anymore. Now, I feel like the Kardashians used to be in a scandal almost every week, but now we barely hear about them. Now, one of their other recent controversies was in October when their family got an early screening of the movie Wicked. They posted photos of them in matching PJs alongside the film's stars Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo for a private screening at Kim's home. But after these photos were posted, there were a number of viral posts criticizing the event as wasteful and called out the obscene privilege of the family getting their own screening before it hit theaters. Now, some people even questioned why Ariana and Cynthia agreed to go, and some social media users said this made them want to see the movie less. Then, earlier in December, Kim revealed revealed that her family wasn't going to throw their iconic Christmas party. Kim revealed, "We're doing a really low-key Christmas Eve party this year," confirming that the annual event wouldn't take place. Now, this is the second time in 46 years that the party has been cancelled, with the first being in 2020 during the pandemic. Now, Kim assured that they'll return in the future though. "We've had some legendary Christmas Eve parties and they're just beginning," she said. "Our kids love them and now all their friends want to come. It's such a fun tradition." Now, these parties were known for being iconic, but it seems like again, no one really cared that all of it was cancelled. Then people started speculating that because people didn't care about the party being cancelled, that Kim decided to last minute release that weird Santa baby music video. And let me tell you, it is weird. It consists of her singing Santa Baby with her crawling around a house in a wig while there are different people around her. It's just weird and disturbing, and some people in the comments say that this was part of a humiliation ritual so they wouldn't be connected to Diddy anymore. I don't know about those, but it was just so weird. I did not like it. Now, one person commented, "Someone has attended one too many Diddy parties," while another said, "What's going on here? Am I in the Twilight Zone? Is she doing a humiliating ritual to stop her from ending up next to Diddy?" Yeah, it's definitely weird, and that was not the best way to end off the year. I'll tell you that much. Then there's also been rumors though that Kylie Jenner is pregnant again, but this time with Timothee Chalamet's baby. Now, Kylie and Timothee have kept their relationship pretty low key. I mean, we don't know much about it, so it would make sense that if they were pregnant, that they wouldn't announce it. Now, why do fans think this? Well, in a recent TikTok video posted by Kylie on December 30th, it showed her dressed in pajamas as she did an Ulta haul with her daughter Stormi and her niece Chicago West. Now, Kylie held onto the Ulta bag throughout the video, appearing to hide her belly, which made some fans suspicious that she was doing that on purpose to hide a pregnancy. Now, fans in the comments were going crazy. As one said, "Covering her belly and the pregnancy nose, yeah, she's pregnant," while another added, "I think Kylie is pregnant, and if I'm right, this app is gonna be on fire real soon." So I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens.